Welcome back. We are going to go out to 5 News reporter Claire Eberbach. She is live in Washington County this morning. And Claire,
It looks really, really white out there, like a full winter wonderland, Claire.
It certainly is a winter wonderland out here. As you can see, there's actually a big pile of snow out in the distance because they attempted to clear the parking lot, but that snow just kept on falling, so it's still a blanket of white out here. I'm actually off of Garland Avenue in the Harps store parking lot. I did get a chance to speak with the store manager, and he told me that in the days leading up to this storm, they had 3 times the amount of sales that they normally do when we get this type of weather in Northwest Arkansas. So that definitely says something about how much people were willing to prepare for this snow. As you can see, it's still coming down. I feel it all over my face, and from what I can see, it doesn't look like it's stopping anytime soon. So get out there, have some fun, maybe go for a nice snow walk. I hear our weather team says we're supposed to get even more snow later, so if you do want to go outside, now might be the time to do so. I'm going to send it back to you all for now, but we'll continue to monitor what it looks like in this area and bring you updates as we get them. Emily Morgan.
Thanks, Claire. Looks like a beautiful snow globe out.
Beautiful snow globe. We've got the music on in the background I hear. You know, maybe you could do a little snow dance out there. You know, it'll be good vibes all around. All right, let's go back to meteorologist Danny Cassidy now for the latest on what you need to know about the conditions for the rest of the day and even leading into tomorrow.
As you saw there with Claire, it is a winter wonderland. Also, the snow dance. Emily, I want to see you try that as well. So we got to get multiple people going on that. You do not want to see it from me. I'm just going to tell you right now, my dance moves, I'm as stiff as a board, as you can see right now. But we are seeing, again, right now, a lot of white out there, and temperatures about 10 degrees in Northwest Arkansas, low 20s for much of the River Valley, but Ozark down to 12. And as Claire was mentioning, we're still seeing a lot of light to moderate snow out there, but we are going to see a little bit of a break in the action here later this afternoon. Here's another better look at some of the roads out there. You can see in Fayetteville along I-49. This is near the Highway 71B interchange. Notice that again, some light flakes flying there in the region. And then as you head into Rogers, again, this purple hue, this isn't actually purple right now. If it was, we'd have bigger problems on our hands. But yeah, we're just seeing some snow caked in there. You can see those flakes flying in Rogers. Now we'll take another look here. This is along the Arkansas River Bridge in Fort Smith. And of course, these are always areas of greatest concern because over bridges and overpasses, they freeze first. Why? You have cold air not only going on top of the roads, like most roads, but also underneath. And it doesn't help that you have even water right over it as well, or right under it, I should say. So again, just make sure to take it slow. So I'll see how this car does. I like the performance, nice driving skills, taking it nice and slow. So again, as you're going out, if you do have to go out, just make sure to take it slow. And of course, as I always mention, if you do have to drive and you're kind of skidding a little bit, again, take your foot off the accelerator, steer into the skid, do not hit the brake. That'll make you spin. So again, just slow and steady, usually rinse the race just like the turtle. Now, in terms of what it feels like, it is chilly out there. So I feel for Joe and Claire and the rest of our crew because, yeah, it is not very warm. Below zero across all of Northwest Arkansas. Low even into the single digits for parts of the River Valley, including Fort Smith now, otherwise low to mid-teens elsewhere. So yeah, it is cold, 10 below in Rogers. That's where winds are really picking up right now. So that's where we're seeing very chilly conditions there as well. So not only do we have the snow, but the cold as well. But we are starting to see a little bit of that break here on our western edge. The kind of last wave of the first, the last wave of the first round is right here, and that'll move from west to east. Again, for the most part, it is pretty light to moderate across the area. So you're noticing Northwest Arkansas, where the darker blues are, could see a little bit more moderate snowfall. So you can see Winslow here, some blues there in the southern Washington County and Madison County, just south of Venus, a little bit of blue there. In parts of Carroll County, Benton County, though, pretty light. You saw in Rogers, you saw in Fayetteville. It's just kind of some light flakes falling. In parts of the River Valley here, seeing some more of that dark blue. You can see towards Alma and Mountainburg, so probably more moderate snow there. But I do want to mention, and we actually heard it from Joe and out there in Sebastian County, Fort Smith, we're seeing some sleet start to mix in as well. So it's not necessarily showing up on radar, but we are seeing some mix starting to move a little bit farther north. And so that's definitely going to be the case then as well as in southern LaFleur and Scott County, where we're seeing the best chance of that sleet. So as we go through the next 12 hours, we're going to see things taper off by about noon. That's when we're going to see our break. And then really for much of the afternoon, besides kind of light to moderate snowfall at times, it's going to be pretty quiet. Then as we head into this evening, that's when things pick back up. And by 10 o'clock, we'll see, I think, area-wide snow, but maybe even a little bit of sleet mixing in to Northwest Arkansas as well. For the river valley, might stick around a little bit longer because I think we could see more of that wintry mix really start to move in north. But really, generally for the afternoon, it is quieter. But then this evening, that sleet takes over. And then by 10 o'clock, that's where we'll really start to see things widespread with not only the snow, but the sleet as well. And that's what we're going to see again across the board, quite a bit of that action. So we're going to continue to watch here as we go through the day today, how that sleet interacts, how that interacts for the river valley, how much that cuts into the snowfall totals. And the timeline, we'll talk more about that timeline, how much more snow we're expecting, and how long this cold's going to last. I'll give you a hint, quite a while. We'll talk more about that here coming up in just a little bit. Emily and Morgan.
All right, thank you, Danny. We've been talking a lot about the roadways, but let's talk a little bit about our skies. We have XNA here, and right now their arrivals are on time, but there's just 2 flights coming in for XNA right now. And also there's 6 flights that have been canceled this morning. So obviously, if you were on those flights, you already got the notification that those were canceled, but that's just a little bit of an indicator, even of the smaller airports, how big of a deal this storm is.
And even the drive to XNA would be very tough right now. A lot of that is kind of rural roads headed to the airport. So not an ideal day if you were planning to travel.
No, definitely not. And Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders, she's already activated nearly 170 Arkansas National Guardsmen to support the state and local agencies as these conditions continue to change.
Yeah, the Guard's going to assist with stranded motorists and also debris removal. 5 News reporter Lauren Spencer shows us how those teams are preparing and what drivers should know.
For many Arkansans, the weather means staying home.
You know, fireplace, some games, some books, got some downloaded movies.
And making the most of time with family.
Mostly the 2-year-old out in the snow, man.
Yes, it'll be his first snow, so we're super excited to bundle him up and pull him around in the snow.
For others, it's the last-minute run for essentials.
And had to run actually over here to Harps and pick up, and it was kind of like a war zone. There were people everywhere.
And for those who have to be out on the roads, help is standing by.
This really gets to the basics of what people sign up for the Guard to do.
Nearly 170 Arkansas National Guardsmen have been activated, forming winter weather response teams across the state. Each team is made up of 5 guardsmen, 2 Humvees, and communications equipment.
Anybody gets stranded, we're there to assist them, get them to safety, and then providing ASP with any kind of support they're going to need.
Guard teams will patrol major highways and local roads, helping drivers and assisting with debris removal when requested.
Everything from patrols to using shovels to dig out stranded cars to, taking people to safe, warm places. Anything that we can do, within the requirements that we're given to help the civilian population.
Officials say the Guard is there to support, but they're also asking people to stay home if possible.
Usually we do cinnamon rolls and hot chocolate.
Yeah.
Cinnamon rolls were sold out at Walmart.
They were, yeah.
A simple plan that could make all the difference.
I'm fine with the snow. Absolutely, bring it on.
In Lowell, covering news where you live, Lauren Spencer, 5 News.
All right, thank you so much, Lauren. Now we want to get another firsthand look at how those roads are looking out there for all of you out there.
Yeah, Joshua Weisel and our chief photographer Joel Katner have been in the Stormchaser all morning. Joshua, where are you? What's it looking like?
Well, we're in downtown Bentonville, just making another round through here, and as you can see, let's go ahead and take a look at that camera, and you can see crews are working to clear off the sidewalks here this morning. It is very, very cold, as you can see, but also I'm sure many of you have probably felt that if you stepped outside this morning at all. So crews are working very quickly to clear off a lot of the snow on the sidewalks, and you can see we've got a lot of crews as we turn this corner here that are actively plowing the roads and everything like that. You also see on the camera, we have a lot of snow that's actively falling. So I've been saying this all morning, it's going to be an uphill battle for the remainder of the day just because we're not done with the snow. We're going to have a little bit more snow pretty much throughout the day today. So as crews actively are clearing, it's just going to have to be one of those things where throughout the day, it's just going to be kind of an uphill process. So stay off the roads if you don't have to go out today. Just enjoy the snow from home. If you do have to get out today, I do suggest, you know, an all-wheel drive or a four-wheel drive vehicle, just because we've seen a couple of two-wheel drive cars getting stuck this morning. As activity's starting to pick up, we've also seen a little bit more in terms of that traffic. And as we mentioned earlier, there's been a couple of those accidents that were reported. We saw one in Rogers earlier where it looked like a car just kind of slid and ran into the sidewalk. So take it slow and take it easy if you have to get out today. Otherwise, I'd just stay indoors, just because, you know, in addition to it not being the best travel conditions, it's very, very cold out there and not necessarily the most pleasant weather to be outside in. So like I said, if you don't have to, just stay inside, especially with the winds being what they are. It's not super windy, but that breeze is just enough that it feels very, very cold, sometimes into the negative temperatures with those wind chills out there. So that's a look at what we got out there, and you can see just very, very snowy conditions. And like I said, this is not the end of the snow. So a little uphill battle ahead in terms of what those crews are going to have to work with, and very thankful for their hard work out there. So shout out to them. That's a look at what we got going on here, and we'll let you know if we see anything out here as we're driving around Northwest Arkansas.
Thanks, Joshua. Good reminder, every time he showed us downtown Springdale, downtown Bentonville, we have some beautiful downtowns all across our area. It looks especially beautiful in the snow.
They look like Christmas cards right now.
And look at this. I believe, is this the Marshall's Museum?
This is the Marshall's Museum too. Another little Christmas card. It's definitely looking a lot more like Wisconsin than Arkansas out there today, but
yeah,
it's still very pretty.
So covered, you can barely tell what it is,
Yes.
but we would know that eye cam anywhere, right?
Yes, we would.